Okay, we're,
Yay!
we're good.
Happy holidays, everybody. You
Happy
know,
22.
22, December 22. There's a lot of twos today. I got to look at that. 2, 4, 6, 10,
Mhm.
12, 14. It's a 5-day today. But there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 twos. Like, that's a lot of
Already?
twos today.
Hmm.
Cool. Anyway,
Oh,
happy
oh,
winter solstice.
I forgot.
What?
I'm not awake.
What happens when you get up early? What'd you
I
forget?
forgot.
Oh, there you go. Perfect.
Yeah, yeah. Who are we?
Who are we? We
Who
are
are we? What do we do?
all in alignment with Anita and Cheryl, or maybe it's
And
Anita and Cheryl, or it's Anita and
uh,
Cheryl. I don't know, wherever she
yeah,
is. I'll just do this.
I'm doing this. Yeah.
Anita.
Okay, it's the opposite. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Good
Good
morning, Sandra. Good morning,
morning,
Sharon.
Sandra and
Karen.
Sharon. Karen.
Woohoo!
Oh,
Good
wow, we got a
morning.
few on already. Look at you girls
Yeah,
go.
so
Well, happy holidays to
Cheryl
y'all.
has already been shuffling, and yeah, we never know what the heck we're going to talk about, but it's always juicy.
That it is. And today, do you like my
Years,
Santa? My little
yeah,
Santa glasses?
I love your Santa glasses. And I
Thank you.
had reindeer glasses, and I think I gave them away already last year and didn't replace them. And anyways,
Yeah.
I'll be set for New Year, so
Yes,
thanks to
you will
my
be.
friend Cheryl. Mhm.
Yeah, we can wear them a couple times.
Mhm.
Cool. Well, I haven't got a card yet. So,
Oh, okay. Well, so how's everybody doing with their holidays? It does not feel like Christmas. Every year, I think as the time speeds up,
mm-hmm.
for me anyway, I get to about the third week in January and then I go, oh, it feels like Christmas.
Okay,
So
so
it's
we've got
almost like
three
it's almost
ladies
like,
on right now. Sorry, I'm going
huh?
to interrupt you for a second. We have three
Yeah,
people on.
yeah.
So, Sandra, type in the chat window a number between 1 and 3. Karen, type in the chat top or bottom, whichever one you want. And Sharon, type in a number between 1 and 10.
Okay, Sandra 1 and 3, Karen top or bottom, and Sandra says 3.
Okay.
Sharon says 8.
Mm-hmm.
Karen, top or bottom? Top.
Top.
Okay.
Okay.
3 top 8. 3 top 8. Do, do, do.
Okay, so our
Okay,
first
so
card, you go
back to
ahead.
Christmas.
Yes.
How's everybody doing with Christmas? Oh, guess what? When I said Christmas, it came up Chris Smith. You know how the it automatically says the words underneath? It says
Oh,
Chris Smith.
Chris
Chris
Smith.
Smith.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. Oh, interesting, interesting, interesting.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, well, we have the energy of these three lovely ladies in the
We do
cards. We
so.
can tell you
So
that
the
right now.
cards, number 9, plants. Number 14, gardens.
Hmm.
And number 35, making a repeat appearance, guest rooms.
Okay. Well, how did we do? Let's start there. Let's start with guest rooms.
Let's
How
start with
did we
guest
do? Good
rooms.
morning, Dal. How did we do with our guest room talk um last
Adventure
week,
talk last week. Yeah. Any
right?
insights from anybody?
Yeah. How, did anybody go and look at their guest room with their feng shui eyes and go, oh my gosh, I have to do this or do that? Or,
I can tell
I
you
have to
that mine
say,
haven't changed any. I haven't
yeah,
made it down there yet.
I had the grandkids last weekend and we did not get time to go through the
The
toy box
toys.
because we had the kitchen was full of stuff everywhere. We made butter tarts from scratch, so both little guys
So,
were rolling the
aw.
dough, the pastry,
Yeah.
and yeah, there was stuff everywhere.
Fun.
So yeah, we did not have time, but they're coming over tonight, I think. So maybe tonight. Mhm. Oh,
Perfect.
Karen said we would be proud of her guest room. So she did some work. Yay.
Good for you,
Sharon
Karen.
replaced the bed with a futon last year after your suggestion, and it has opened up the room greatly. Yay. Okay,
Yay.
awesome. Sandra Bird says, my guest room is perfect, but not my bedroom. We're working on it. See,
Mm.
there's that self-love thing we were talking about, right?
Everybody else comes
Uh-huh.
first.
Putting other people first.
Yeah,
That's great.
absolutely
Okay,
cool.
so there's that repeating, just like we had talked about the other night in our picture is worth 1,000 words, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Perfect.
Morning.
Okay, so let's
Okay.
talk about gardens and plants and how all of this integrates together will unfold beautifully, I'm sure. Always does, right?
Well, Sandra said her dog went into surgery yesterday, so that
Mm,
means that we know, will be in amongst beautiful gardens and plants and that beautiful nature soon, right?
soon.
Maybe
Soon.
within a couple of weeks or something.
Hmm, hmm. Yay. And
Yeah,
hopefully puppy dog is doing good. All right. So
yep,
this time of year, and plants could have come up because I looked at my poor little Jade in my office and went, oh, you kind of need some water.
yep.
Oh, so attention. Our plants still need our attention because when they're living, they're great chi. They're great life force energy.
Mm-hmm.
And when they're struggling, it's time to let them go.
Well, and I can tell you that most people this time of year, this is a really it's a sad time of year for plants, for house
Mhm,
plants,
mhm.
because what happens is most people have a little watering schedule.
Right.
So maybe every Saturday morning or whatever, right? Let's just say it's every Saturday morning they go, oh, that's my day. I go and I water
Water
the
the
plants. And
plants.
they fill up their little jug and they water the plants the same amount of water that they watered them in November and October and August and all of those months,
Uh-huh.
right? But here's the thing, the plants, your house plants have been sleeping, right?
Yeah.
This is the time of year when are they're resting because the days are shorter. Usually the house is a little cooler, right? And or maybe you've got the heat cranked up.
Hotter and drier.
There's a lack of humidity in the house. But yet you continue on your little regime and doing the same thing that you've always done. And then the plants are going, no, I don't need any more water. Leave me alone. I'm trying to have a rest over here. And then they become droopy looking because they've got too much water. They haven't had uh, the same amount of sunshine, all of those things. And then you go, oh, my plant looks like it's dying. You don't even stick your finger in the dirt and you give it more water, right? So that's my little plant tip. Do not overwater your plants. They're sleeping. Leave them
Mhm.
alone. Um,
Yes.
and then come about, I'm going to say about the third week in January, our days start to get a little bit longer. Then you can start to wake them up and give them a little bit of fertilizer, right? And then they're going to go, oh, I had a great sleep these last 3 months or 2 months or whatever.
Hmm.
So, yeah,
So
in
let's
the
talk about, because
meantime,
when you were talking about the fertilizer, I got this really beautiful image of someone adding a little fertilizer to the water and stirring it in the figure 8 pattern, in that infinity
ooh,
pattern, and infusing that fertilizer water with your love and the intention that it supports the healthy growth of the plant.
yes, that's a great idea.
Because our
Hmm.
intention is extremely powerful. Extremely
Hmm.
powerful. And then water your plant and welcome it for waking up gently I welcome you. Good morning. Have a little
Yep,
conversation with them. So take your time and enjoy it so that it's not a chore or a check off the to-do list, because the energy behind that is completely different than the energy behind love and nourishment and fertilizer.
absolutely. And I used to do that all the time when I had the flower shop.
Hmm.
And my bouquets lasted longer than anybody else's. And that's probably why. Well, that is
Right?
why. I know
That
it
is
is.
why. It's the energy.
Mhm.
It's the energy behind it, right? So cool. Well, let's transition then into gardens, my favorite topic some days.
Okay.
Because right now, like you said, Anita, for the Northern Hemisphere, the
Hmm.
plants, the trees, we've hit winter solstice. That was just last night.
Hmm.
So everything is going for a nap that's outdoors. It is the perfect opportunity for you to start viewing your garden from the inside of the house out. What areas
Hmm.
need some attention? Where can you shift things around? How does it look year round? Because a garden is there year round. So do you like the view from your windows right now? And if the answer is no, what needs to shift? Because you can strategically place plants to enhance your view in the house. Maybe you have something that's too big growing right outside your window, and this is the only time of year you get a view.
Mm. Yes.
Then that's a great indication that that plant or shrub or tree needs a new home, because
Well,
you
and
should be
I
able
think
to view.
also because we are in the northern hemisphere, the other thing that we can do this time of year for our garden,
Mhm.
um, or like you say, looking out those window spaces that kind of go, bleh, they don't look like anything great, is, why not incorporate a bird feeder,
Mhm.
right? Or maybe it's a flag or a windsock, or maybe it's even just an artificial pot, maybe one of your seasonal planters and you put some artificial flowers in it or
Mhm.
something,
Mhm.
just to bring a little bit of life and color to that outdoor landscape, especially those areas, like you say, maybe it's the living room window that you look out
Mhm.
and you just see blah, or it's a bedroom window or the
Yep.
kitchen window or something like that. Just what can you do to lift up the energy and make it feel a little bit more alive with cheese?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Two notes when you talk about the bird feeder. Pay it, consider its location, because they don't just eat the food in the feeder. It hits the ground on all directions and it germinates. And in the spring and summer, you're going to be cleaning up what's germinated. So, depending upon
Yes.
the bird seed, that's what you're
Yes.
going to get. And if it's in the middle of a garden, you may wind up with millet and grass seed and weed seeds growing where you don't want them.
And sunflower, right?
Yes. Yeah, well,
Sunflower is a
that's
big
why
one.
we only give them sunflowers. Easy
Right.
to weed.
Yeah, so I mean there's lots of things that you can do, but again it's about, where your eyes going, what's
Mhm.
that, where's the attention going? And um plants, garden, all of those, we need that. We're constantly looking um or seeking homeostasis. And
Right.
in part of that homeostasis, it's our natural innate to look for beauty,
Right.
to surround ourselves with beauty, to bring beauty into our life.
Mhm.
It's just a natural part of us. And so that's how we do that. Plants, that's nature's way of showing us the beauty that is always around us and surrounds us. And, yesterday, Cheryl and I had a little meeting, a little planning. We did some traveling, we were doing some stuff. and we're getting ready for one of our programs, or I don't know. And we were talking about grounding,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you had mentioned that, who was it? Somebody you talked to recently didn't know how to
Ground.
ground themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So we were having to, write an explanation or whatever. But anyways, again, that's a perfect way to ground yourself.
Nature.
Even, I've got a plant sitting here right beside me now. If I take this beautiful little plant and, even if I just dig in the soil and just take some attention and just kind of talk, like you say, talk to the plant, put my finger in the soil, say, oh my gosh, you look so beautiful. Then I'm just connecting to the energy of that plant. And, that would help to
Ground.
make me feel a little bit more grounded, to
Exactly.
calm, to connect me to that earth element.
I
Mhm.
actually think that's one of the reasons when people fly, they don't like flying, they get nervous flying, is because they're not grounded. And yet you can still ground yourself on an airplane by envisioning, roots growing out of the bottom of your feet right down to the center of Gaia. You don't have to be touching the ground to ground yourself.
Right. Yes.
People
My
that work
favorite,
on a
my
in a
favorite, my
Go ahead.
favorite way to ground myself is chocolate.
Yeah, chocolate grounds yourself as well. People that work in towers, right? So if they're on the 13th floor or 18th floor of a high rise, for example, it's really important for them to ground themselves.
Hmm.
And one of the ways they can do that is connecting with the water that's coming out of the faucet, because that water is going all the way down from the 18th floor down into the sewer and septic system. So it's actually going down into the ground and taking your
Hmm.
energy and doing that. So you can do that as well. For me, the easiest, close my eyes. I don't even have to close my eyes anymore, but I just envision those roots going
Hmm.
through the soles of my feet down into the center of Gaia and thanking her. Thank you. Thank you for me being grounded today. I need to be grounded. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Hmm.
Stomping your feet
And
on the floor can ground yourself.
yes, and just again, being out, even though we don't have, well, some of we do. I
Some of
mean,
you do. Yeah. Sharon
Sharon,
probably has.
yeah, Sharon was out golfing last week, I think
I
she said.
know.
Hmm. Yeah, what a beautiful way to ground yourself, right? So yeah, if you have green grass, stick your feet, bare feet on the green grass once
Absolutely.
a day. And it's going to do that, it's going to clear your auric field, your energy field, because the positive ions that, you have all of these positive ions in your energetic field. When
Hmm.
you connect to Gaia, the negative ion, cancels out the positive, and it just helps to, just imagine these little ions floating around out here in that outer spaces that you can't see. And
Hmm.
by putting your feet on the ground, you're actually, it's like one ion is grabbing the other and making it go.
Exactly.
Ah. So then
Balancing it.
you're really clearing that energetic space around you, making room for those things that you want to come to you,
Towards you.
right?
Exactly.
So yeah.
Love it. Love it. So how can we bring the plants and or the garden into the guest room?
Well, definitely you can bring some life in there with a picture, with an artificial bouquet. You don't necessarily have to have a living plant.
Hmm.
Artificial ones are just as beautiful, just so long as they are in good repair. That
Exactly.
means if they're dusty,
They need a
you
clean.
need
They
to
need a
clean
bath.
them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
They need a bath, just like your plants need a bath.
Yeah. Hmm.
Part of my ritual when I'm house cleaning. The bath plants actually go into the bathtub. They get a shower while I clean.
Yep. Yeah, that works too. Yeah. Just make sure that, the soil,
Drains
that
through.
there's no water sitting in there
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they do not, most plants I'll tell you what, the number one reason people kill their plants with kindness is because they
Overwater.
overwater them.
Yeah.
So they're especially, and you know what, this is also good. I know Sandra's going away. I don't know if you have any fresh house plants, and maybe you have someone coming in. I know right now one of my sons is away, and so I'm looking after his plants, right? And I'm not going there every week to water them because they don't need it.
Mm-hmm.
So every 2 weeks is plenty to go and water his houseplants.
Yep.
Plenty of time. And they are going to thank me for that. So good, another good tip. If you're traveling, you're going to be gone from home and you're having someone look after your houseplants. Do not give them the weekly regimen. Mm-hmm.
Not necessary. Cool. All right. Well, we still have a few minutes to talk. So I want to look up, or was there any questions we needed to address?
So no questions. No, Sandra just said she sends them to her girlfriend's house who love plants.
Oh, there you go.
And Kathy has self-watering planters. Yeah, that works too. However, yeah, I guess you know what, you just have to look at those plants and just say, are they lifting up my energy, right? Do they look good? And you are not a plant doctor. So do not save them, bless them, thank them for being in your space, send them to plant heaven, right? Um, do not be a plant doctor unless you have a greenhouse or something like that. But yeah, that just depletes the chi.
Yes. Yeah. So
Oh,
I just grabbed the book because first, before we get into the numbers of the cards, I want to talk about today because it's the 12th, 22, 2023. That's 5 twos. That's a lot of twos for today. So
right?
the book, Double Digitology, Marilyn Harper, Joy Roby. Adrain only talks about 3 twos as a maximum, but I want to read what she said because it's really pertinent. And of course it is because that's just the way things fly. If you begin seeing 2, that's one thing. Seeing 2 twos is another thing. When you begin seeing 222, pay attention because there is something in your life that needs foundation.
Mm.
Something is requiring acknowledgement of the partnership that you are creating. Something in your life is asking seriously for your attention. It's about building a strong foundation for the new ideas or projects you are connecting with. So that's just about the twos because there's so many today. Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's talk about our cards. We have the number 9 for plants,
Mm-hmm.
14, which is a 5, plus that 9 is 14, so we're back to a 5. And a 35, which is an 8. So 8 and 5 is 13. We have a 4 today. I hope that made sense the way I did that.
Okay, if I'm doing the math, so if I add 9 and 5, it's 14,
Mm-hmm.
plus 8 is 22.
Which is a 4.
Right.
That's what I
Okay.
just said.
Gotcha. Okay, I see where the 22s are coming. I'm a little slow this
That's
morning.
okay.
I'm gonna drink some more coffee.
You had a
Uh,
very early day. Okay.
yes.
So the 4, asymmetrical energy. The 4 is a wondrous in the asymmetrical energy of things. It kind of teeters when you think about it. The 4 is about holding that focus of organization, or rather the ability to hold the focus on something that may be a long-term project. I'm going to stress this for a second. Everybody has a different definition of a long-term project. But when we do the 21-day decluttering program, we want you to pick one space. That doesn't mean your entire house gets done, right? We start with one area at a time. The
Yeah.
longer term project can be something that carries on once you learn the basics over the next year. Right? So a long-term project could be, for many people, myself included, could be dealing with electronic clutter.
Oh, yes.
Because often we have to go through the files. Do we need them?
Yeah, we are a long-term project.
Yeah.
We've been decluttering for years.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We still have, so we're constantly organizing. And you know what the reason is because everything's energy,
Everything.
right? We're connected to that energy. Energy is never stagnant, even though it may appear stagnant, is constantly moving and shifting, changing. So we have to just kind
100%.
of get into that flow and realize that we too are just like the plants. We're constantly growing, expanding,
Losing leaves, dropping leaves, growing more roots,
creating different
soil.
beauty or
Yeah,
not.
absolutely.
Some days we're limp and,
Some days
and
we
really,
need some rest.
yeah.
Some
And
days we
some
need
days
some
we're
rest.
like vibrant and, bringing sunshine into the room.
Exactly. So a couple other things about the 4. The 4 is very, very practical, disciplined, requires organization and structure, a statement of frankness. It's about focus that we said already. An energy of acknowledging the power-filled focus that is requiring structure. There's that structure again. About paying attention to the detail, yet guards against getting caught up in the minutia. All right. The 4 can also be exactly the opposite. It can be completely incompetent and lackadaisical. I love 4. 4 is my favorite number, but for the
Yes,
structure and the organization.
yes, we
The 4
know.
can mean you are totally unorganized, flighty, unfocused, and can't seem to follow one strain of conversation. In that capacity, the 4 may be your life lesson.
Ooh, that's an interesting one. I don't think I've heard that one before.
I hadn't, because I always just grab little bits out of the book. I don't read everything. So I thought that was
Yeah,
pretty interesting. That if
cool.
4 is a good number for you and you think, well, I'm not organized and I'm not this and I'm not that, that's your life lesson then maybe.
Or if you see that 444, right?
Yes.
That happens a lot where that's the little signals, the universe speaking to you. And when you see that 444, it might be saying, where's your focus? Stay focused, get organized, whatever.
Yes.
Right?
Anytime you see the triple
Yeah.
digits or like 1111,
Yeah.
222, right? What is snapshot of your thought at that moment?
Yeah.
Because that's what your messengers are trying to get your attention on. What are you thinking about at that exact moment? How are you feeling? So there's always a conversation around that. I can see a smile on your face. Are you typing or
Oh
commenting?
yeah. I just Barb is joining us. We haven't seen Barb join us live for a while, so
Hello,
great to
Barb.
have her here. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's great to have everyone here.
Absolutely.
We love, love, love it. And speaking of having everyone here, so we have one more Friday in December.
Yes, I know.
And yeah, we don't even have to not be on live because we're good,
Yeah,
right?
it just lands on a
Um,
29.
yeah, so let's you know what? I think we should do something special next Friday to to bump up the year. We'll come up with something. Maybe we should do like a little draw or a present or something.
Ooh,
What do you
let's give
think?
it some thought. Let's give it some thought.
Okay, so keep an eye out because I might post something in the group there and
Hmm.
just say, this is what we're going to do next week to end the year. Grab a friend, bring them on over, and let's celebrate
Yeah,
or
I like
something. I
that.
don't know.
I like that.
Yeah. Like,
Perfect.
we'll have a morning New Year's. Oh, we could put Bailey's in our coffee.
There you go.
Oh, that's a good idea. Uh,
Oh, you're so cute.
Okay,
All
beautiful
right.
people. Thanks for joining us. Have
Yes.
an awesome, merry, uh, what I like to say, happy ho ho and a merry jingle jingle.
There you
May
go.
your blessings be abundant, your hearts be full.
Nice. We are
Okay.
all in alignment with Anita and Cheryl. Have yourselves a fabulous week. Spread some cheer. Random act of kindness. Random act of kindness. Let's hear about them next week.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I
Yeah.
like that. Random act of kindness. Let us know what you did, and then we'll read them off next week and share them. I like it.
Okay.
Okay. Ciao, everybody. Thank you.